Al Pacino. That's the the real chill, laid back. He started screaming in every movie after that, but it was
Right.
but it was funny because he was very
You can't handle the truth.
right, just real chilling, just But
He's
yeah,
a
it's
mob
interesting.
star, gangstar, mob star,
Right.
Yeah.
Star period.
uh,
Gang. So gang
cluster of
is funny
stars.
because that's the ending of
That's what he
your
took the ring.
nerves. That's the ending of your nerves, your ganglia. You see what I'm saying? So when you got ganglia, that's at the end of your nervous system. That's like the nerve ending. So you got a bunch of different receptors at the end. Apparently, it's called ganglia, and they give you information, sensory information. All of your senses on this one tip. You see, that's why niggas say just a tip.
Just a tip, baby. That's all you need, a tip. That's what it is.
That's it.
This is
It's a
real
whole
live
gang
shit
in the
going
tip,
on.
yeah.
This is a powerful discussion we have. We say some shit, the shit just pop up.
It just pop up. It just is what
What we
it
talking
is,
about? Right.
You got that power. You got that power. You understand who you are. You know how to manipulate, or I use manipulate as an understanding the science of what manipulation is. Manipulation and manifestation is the same thing, as far as I'm
Same
concerned.
thing. That's
You
right.
see what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
But it's just the attitude of which you look at
Orchestration.
it at. Oh, you gonna manipulate some shit? Or no, bitch, we gonna manifest some shit. Peace, love, and light. Fuck all that. Like it is
We're gonna
not in a
orchestrate.
right. You're saying the same thing. Like everybody's saying it. Like manifest, manipulate, whatever. So it's the intention. Like I said, going back to that intent. It's the intention of where you coming from. But again, as
Yes,
above,
sir.
so below. So if you fucked up, then we gonna get the beautiful side of it because it's on the same, but it's what you're calling in. What are you calling in? So that focus gets back to that again. It's like, oh man, it's gorgeous. It's
So one love and wellness, love plus art equals wellness. Heart Happy Hour season 4. Thanks for riding along with Soulful Sunday, Master Asheb, and I'm sorry, High Priest Master Asheb Husser Netter, and Bow Master Tony. And precious mother love, Ashe, I apologize for jumping in there and bouncing around and throwing my weight around right quick, but Ashe, spiritual gangsters. So I did pull up the information in reference to the femoral
mm-hmm,
bone and the artery that it connects to. Would it
mm-hmm.
be out of turn to speak on it now that I have it up, or can we
You've been
mix it in,
talking for the
put it in
last
the
five
mix?
minutes. Go ahead, keep.
Go right
Put
ahead.
it in the
Yeah.
mix, in the mix, in the mix. Okay. So, like other arteries in the body, the femoral artery carries oxygen rich blood away from the heart. So it says, like other arteries, the femoral artery carries oxygen rich blood away from the heart. But the femoral vein runs along the femoral artery. So that vein carries deoxygenated blood from your lower back up to your heart. So the femoral part of your body has both the intake and the outtake veins in processing the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood. So I believe in my mind that's the turnaround space. That's what I had heard, that the blood that's transferred from, what's the two bones, the tibula and the fibula. Okay, so the fibula is where the bone marrow, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't know all the technical terms, but and I guess I better go look that up too, since I'm tying one bone connected to the next bone. But that's what George Clinton was talking about. He's talking about he gets so hung up on the bones. He said my knee bone connected to my, so anyway, yeah, that's another segment. But yeah, so it seems like it is. Like it's very popular too when people eat the chicken part. Oh yeah, I want the thigh. Is it popular? Do you guys have you? What was it a preference or not? Are you a
Yes, it's
breast
a
guy?
preference. I love thighs. Fuck yes, I love thighs
I
all the
personally
way
love
around.
breasts.
Especially, well,
The
the
breast
breast good
guy.
shit. That's a whole nother discussion. That's a whole, but they also connected. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta realize that your femur is your fem. You see what I'm saying? That's your fem, your feminine energy, right? That's
Cause
your fem.
it's more of it. It's more of it.
Femoral.
It's more film.
It's connected to everything. Everything in you.
Femoral.
What
Mm-hmm.
happens when women
And
get
more,
turned on?
yeah.
They start feeling a certain type of way. They start rubbing their thighs. Hey, what's up, man? They start walking a certain type of way, switching them motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? Start switching them joints. They walking down the street, just switching. You see what I'm saying?
And
That's my.
the hips is where the
Becoming
switch comes
firmer.
from.
Becoming
Moving.
firmer.
Mm, mm,
Becoming firmer.
mm.
Mm. When the woman puts that switch on, what do when she switches when she walks, that's a particular. It's considered a natural flow, but now it's been defeminized because it's a generic. Now they
Not for
call it
me.
like the catwalk. It's called the catwalk now.
Exactly. Yeah. Anybody can do it
Oh, oh,
if you got the
The
mm-hmm.
spine. You can do it.
feline. Back to the feline.
Yeah.
Bass. That's
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
The
That feed
lioness.
line. That spine. That feed spine. You see what I'm saying? That's all. It's there. It's in there. As soon as that music starts hitting, what happens? Your spine starts to want to move a little bit. You start moving. That's what causes your legs to move. Then you kick your leg out to the side. Oh, that's the new dance. Oh, that's the new move. Hey, what? Let me start stepping. How you stepping? How you remember all them steps? I'll be watching Stepper Step. I'll be like, yo, how they remember all that shit? For every song. Every song. And all of them doing it in unison. That's all. It's all one. That's like, man,
And
where
in the
that
name
come
of
from?
love.
Right, right. Step in the name of love. We're
That's
from
right.
Chicago.
And them.
What he say?
Chicago
Praise him,
and
sir.
them.
He said, Chicago, 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 man, Chicago, Chicago,
Get
like
in the car and go. That
Chicago,
wasn't funny.
Chicago, Chicago.
Yes, it should
Shit,
go.
car, go.
Yeah.
Get Yeah, I got to shit, get in the car and then go. Okay, that was not funny, and I kept saying it, and it just didn't sound any better each time I said it. So my bad.
No, it's a shit in the
It's
car and
funny.
yeah, in the
It's
car,
funny.
in the car.
Yeah. Yeah. Put the shit in the car. Let's go. Man.
You
Shit in the
know
car.
what's
Let's
funny
go.
though?
Yeah, right there.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Because the shit in the car and go, right? Because the
Uh-huh.
sun is gas. The sun is made of gas. Go look it up. It's made of gas. It is not solid at all. It is fucking gas. It's a vapor. It's a vapor.
Hmm.
So, yeah, you're shitting in the car, right? Every time you fart, that's the sun. Where did that fart come from? You tighten up your solar plexus, which is your sun, and then you push that motherfucker out. That's a fart. That's your sun. Your aurora borealis.
Oh, that's what. You are this. That's a sun flare. What they call it, a sun flare.
Yeah,
When the
solar
gas, when it
flare.
shoots the gas out, a fart is
Right.
a solar flare.
Solar flare.
Pow.
That's a fart. You
that's
farted. You
a
farted. Sometimes
that's a
your
solar flare,
solar
nigga.
flare
Shut
smell
up.
like shit.
Sometimes it do.
Mhm. I
Mm.
love it regard. I'll be sitting there, love. I be loving it. I be, oh man, what did I eat? God damn, why did I transmute that to that? That's supposed to be pleasant.
Mhm.
What the fuck am I eating? You see? It's showing that the proof is in the pudding. Yeah.
And the pudding and the solar flare.
Yeah.
The pudding and the Putin. The Putin and the pudding.
The proof is
The
in
proof is in the Putin too.
the
In the Putin when you poop. Poop that
put in,
solar
Yes,
flare,
yes,
nigga. Poop that solar
indeed.
flare.
put in. Mm. Put in
Hmm.
or the poo or poo tin, right? The tin, right? The tin man. What was the tin man? What was he missing?
Hmm.
He was missing some oil. You know, that Christ oil. He was missing that Christ oil. And who came around? But Dorothy came around. Doro thy. Door is your dorsal
The
fin.
feline.
It's your dolphin shit, right? That's your dolphin, your dorsal fin. Whoo, that's a, you ever see the killer whale? They got the slumped over joint, but then the joint stands straight up. Their dorsal fin. A male dorsal fin. Y'all saw Free Willy. Y'all saw Free Willy how their dorsal fin. The males have a one that's straight up. It's tall. The females have a shorter, curved one. It's curved to the back. But the male killer whales have a dorsal fin that goes straight up. It's tall. I think it can get up to 6 feet, 6 feet tall on their dorsal fin, and they go through, and they swim around and stuff. But then I think when they're in captivity or something like that, according to the movie, I'd have to look into it a little bit more. But it slouches down. You see what I'm saying? Now
Hmm.
to me, you know where my mind's gonna go with that. You got a straight up dorsal fin, then you got a slouched over one, only on the males. Okay.
Right.
And when they're in captivity, that shit goes down. But when they're in the wild, boom,
Mm.
boom.
Mm.
And speaking of movies and dolphins, and Bashar, Precious turned my person on to Bashar years ago. Abraham Hicks, years. But just watching this documentary last night, and at one point they was talking about dolphins because they was talking about aliens and communicating with aliens, and instead of radio signals, which SETI and scientists want to use, it's all about telepathy. And they was talking about, does dolphins have a language? And they looked at all the different languages around the world. They talked about a 1 degree slope. It was a 45 degrees. It was very scientific. Then the conclusion was just like as humans, dolphins as babies babble like human babies. But at some point, it started to make sense, and the babies speak the adult language. At some point, the baby dolphins speak the adult language, of the dolphins. Then they were speaking about how the telepathy, the dolphins being alien, the same way we can channel other entities, so-called aliens outside, which may be forms of our higher self. The communication with the dolphins is there through telepathy because even though they're in the water, but they're alien to the planet. We're alien to the planet. So as aliens, we can have that communication with the dolphins. So just wanted to bring that up, how they brought that back. Some people say not. Yeah, some people want to say it's against the law to talk to them because again, they want to cut off all connections with other life forms, other sentient beings that we can connect telepathically with. So
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it's also illegal to touch a manatee. Apparently, a manatee came up and hugged this scuba diver, and she couldn't turn around and touch it because it is illegal to do that. So, yeah, I believe that telepathy is definitely. I know that's what connects us to the deer. What connects, in my experience, to all the animals and the babies. That
mhm.
the first language is through
Ah,
vibration and
right.
emitting your energy in motion.
So how can that be illegal?
Because we find out more of the truth of you know, it
the
would
But
same way at one
debunk it would
the
but
same
debunk
way at
the
one point
story that they're trying to.
so the way to
the
tap
same way
into
at
that
some
is
point
through
they said marijuana was illegal too at some point. It was like, oh, you can't smoke marijuana. It's illegal.
That I
well,
must
it's
have
the
went
knowledge.
blank.
It's the
Okay.
knowledge
Because of that
of
telepathy.
yeah, the knowledge of self. That's what this gang is. That's what your ganglias are, the endings of your nerves, your nerve endings.
That's
They
right.
call it's all a bunch of different words and stuff they call it. But when you realize you can tap into it, like I said last week, let's have a conversation with a dolphin right now. There it is. There it is. He's speaking to me right now. Okay, boom.
Yeah.
That's that. You just direct your thought to that. It's as simple as that. You see what
Yeah.
I mean? But if I can narrate where it is that you think, then you'll go there. That's the power of
That's
suggestion.
yeah.
You see, it all comes together. It's all the same thing. You see, oh, we're gonna make that illegal. Oh, now it's illegal. Now you won't think that because you think it's illegal. What
And
is
then they
illegal?
teach you away from it. So everything points to you looking outside of yourself. Apparently, I watched something that Billy Carson had put up the other day, and it was about how when they were maneuvering to make these new species, how they put something in called the worship gene, and how the scientists had apparently found what the worship gene was. And when it's turned on, apparently you worship something outside yourself, you know, which also is somewhat, I think he said something tied to addiction, sort of a thing too.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but
it.
yeah, hmm
That worship dream, that's an addiction. You're worshiping false gods. Anything else, something outside yourself. You worship it, that's your addiction. That's yeah. Hmm.
right. So as it's taught away, I remember as a child, you know, noticing that folks were tuned into different things than what I was tuned into. And so when it was time for me to tell people things over the years, I had this, it was like there were these little pockets of time when my behavior would change because I was tuned into an alternate, I want to say universe, alternate dimension. I was tuned into something else.
Timeline,
And
all the above.
right. And so, the same thing just happened just now on a few occasions when just now when I was talking, it's like I know my mouth was moving, but I wasn't listening. Whatever was coming out was, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't even there for the
Right.
transmission. So, but
Mediumistic
speaking of
trance.
right. So, but I
Yeah.
had a thought about our one of the spiritual gang stars that has now become a star, now risen to a star, Reverend Mystery School Master Teacher Dorita. Do you know the whole name, Dixon? Is there a is am I still here? Did you say the
Yeah, you were
name?
cutting
Yeah.
out.
It was a little choppy at the end there.
Oh,
You was
You
asking
said,
something about Dorita?
okay. Yeah,
yeah,
somehow my,
Doritos.
my signal went away. Well,
But
yeah,
that's
like
interesting.
our spiritual gang star has gained her stardust, her star
Yeah.
wings, her spiritual wings.
Look into that dorsal though. That dorsal.
My
Again, we
mystery
got
school
door.
teacher.
This door, what is it? Dorita?
The
Dorito?
backbones.
Dorita, right.
Right, Dorita, right?
Yeah,
Door. Again,
yeah.
dorsal. Dorsal. We're going back to the dorsal fin.
She was
You see
definitely
what
a
I'm saying?
door. She was a door. She definitely was a door. And we went in and out that door, many years of study and participation, and she was a catalyst for a lot of good things that got started out of that organization.
What she
Our
would
our
choose for you to know is that you are also that door.
You are it. See, I admit
You
came
are
from that.
it. You are also that door. Again, we're
That
going back
philosophy
to the
came from her
dorsal.
school. Yeah.
There you go. Right back to the
yeah,
dorsal fin. The dorsal fin is on your back. That's your spine. You see what
yep,
I mean?
And
That's your
she used
lightsaber.
to always say, right? She used to always say that's your magic wand. She's
There
like, people
you
want to know your
go.
magic wand. This and the other kind of cat spell. Say your spine is your magic wand, so we can't speak.
connected to, yeah. So when your arm moves and it's from that extension, sure, okay. But yeah, she spoke to me this morning, which is interesting. I had thought of her in the last maybe 48 hours and something. It wasn't a specific thought, it's just she came to mind. And
Was there a dolphin
I
there
didn't,
too?
well, we spoke about dolphins recently, you and I, all the group of
Oh,
us. We've been on that. But no, I did not see a dolphin most recently. Just last night when I was doing my research, when Sir Nose was riding the back of a dolphin that was trying to take him to Atlantis, that album cover we talked about.
yeah.
Hmm.
No, I
Yeah,
was just
when I
making
was,
a connection. I was just making a
yeah,
connection through, just talking, this telepathy, this whole thing, these your ancestors, right? Your ancestors are them too. You see what I'm saying? These killer whales, these dolphins, these octopus, these all of these things, all these cardinals, these random birds, random animals that show up to you in your randomness that is purposeful,
octave.
full of purpose.
Right,
You see what I mean?
right.
They're all speaking to you. Whichever one. How do you know it? What pops up in your head? How did that message get there? How did you just
Well,
start thinking about the eagle? You see what I'm saying? Just right there, and this is the eagle. Oh
the
man, the
eagle
eagle.
was thinking about you.
There you go. So then you start looking around right? You start looking around, it's like, oh man, well, where are you? Because obviously I can hear you, but I can't see you. So then that moment of focus comes in where you bring it back to yourself and you look around and like, yo, where are you speaking to me from? But that takes inner stillness. You got to slow down from going on driving this place and going there and trying to fix this problem and trying to make that better or do whatever you're doing that's distracting you from the source of what actually is causing and affecting these things to occur.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Everything else
Intent.
except for the center, except for you. Everybody else. It's so fun. Two squirrels is running around right here chasing each other, which is funny because Precious always talks about the squirrels and how she, did it like literally as I was talking, they just ran out. And oh shit. And I was like, okay. But then so it's like it's a whole system or systems, ecosystem of information technology that comes through when you read it. If you choose
May
to look
I?
into it. Always. I was going on the rant.
So the technology, that's part of the Aquarian age that is becoming more and more pronounced. And the age of enlightenment is us getting away from the Iron Age, which was the age of deception. And so those two ages pushing at our gates and our doors and our minds and our preface and we're at the edge of deception, the edge of night. So, recently, I had been looking at like this, the full moon that we were just in was Virgo, and I talked about spiritual housekeeping and organizing your spiritual efforts, and because it's housekeeping only meaning Virgo's an organizer, Virgo's are detail oriented, but Virgos are also down to earth. Virgos are also rooted. They're the wheat in the shaft. All of that harvest is a part of bringing in the fruits and the gifts to present to each other. So that kind of makes sense with me being a sacred arts curator. I had to slow down and take a breath. hmm So, I've got this next event that's coming up, which is when the full moon will be in Libra. And, I've spoken to Bowl Master Tony in reference to coming and setting the tone while there. And it is an event that normally Master Ashep would be somewhat central, energetically focused, and combined. But, I'm having to bring in some other spiritual gangstars with me to pull it off because it's a powerful time. It is during the time of just before, it's what I consider on the eve of Palm Sunday, which is the eve of the Holy Week of Easter, where you're going into where he will have, where he ride after 3 days he rises, blah blah blah. But it is a time. Look, it's a time when resurrecting power is amongst us. So I'm just
I'm sorry, y'all. I was like the sound
these
effect.
ages begin to manifest. Things are like instant, like pop. Like things are really, really starting to sprout and grow in a faster manifestation rate because of how intentional people are, or how intentional folks, once the pandemic came, we were really, we definitely started focusing on our own individual health, you know. Everybody started having more self-love, getting more tuned into the science of self, but then also being able to cherish their loved ones even more, because a lot of them, decided, okay, I don't want to stick around through this. And that's another thought that I have in reference to. I know a lot of people that just gave up their ghost. They just decided, I'm ready. They fixed their affairs and they moved on. Or they decided this is no longer, like when I spoke to my grandmother, I was like, Grandma, you ready? Grandma said yes. And a few hours later, Grandma was gone. My father was the same way. My stepmother was the same way. They let you know when they were gone. Yeah, this is what I want. I need you to fix these in my affairs, and bang zoom, they were out. So in that same way, we're having to tune up and stay tuned to what's going on. And as far as energetically, things are just zipping right by us if we don't have, exercise the inner sight. The If our scope and radar doesn't catch it, it's you're going to have to step on something else to raise yourself to the next level of sight so that you can see at a higher vantage point and view to be able to see across the horizons.
So
um
understanding that, and wondering,
mhm.
and it's time changes not, but all things change in time.
Is
You
this
see
the
what I'm
weekend of
saying?
time changes? Tonight time changes, isn't it?
Time changes not, all things change in time.
Ashe, yes.
Time changes not, time doesn't change. All things change in time.
Yeah. My person
We're
Yes.
in
changing in
time.
2050, June 25th, 2050. That's our exit date. So
Hey, so
Yeah, I remember you called it.
when daylight savings time happens, does your full moon schedule shift a little bit? Time changes not, but all things change in time. Oh wait, we're gonna hold the event at night, or wait, it gets dark at 4 o'clock over here, but it in the summertime it gets dark at 9 o'clock. So time changes not, but all things change in time.
uh-huh.
You're in time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pardon.
well, I pulled some cards yesterday so that I could was it 3/8 I pulled them because I wanted to pull to see what the energy was from the ethers, like speak to me on my timing for this event, because the time had to change at some point. Some other factors were involved and we had to change the date. So I did which is now what it is, which is the 23rd. But I pulled two cards, and one was the moon, and the other one was the high priestess. So when I did the reading, it was like, whoo! It just hit me like a brick. Like, wow, you know, timing, is everything. So time changes not, but all things change in time.
Yeah.
It did change. All of it did change in time, but it's still a beautiful position. Energetically, there's a lot going on energetically.
So 3 8 3 8. That's three is the great one, and eight is infinite. Right? Put them together. That's 11. That's on. So it's on. That's 1 1. That's the 11. That's your on stuff. So you're on. Just keep rolling. Realize these events that you're having there right now. You're in the event right now.
Uh-huh.
So this is the event where two or three are gathered in my name. There I am in the midst. That's an event. So event after event, moment after moment, right now. Yeah, that event that was canceled. Well, okay, what that was canceled. We're here. This is the great event. This is the grand event right here. You see what I mean? It's like you know these things. This is you. It's the tree of life
So,
behind me. You see what I'm
so the
Uh,
interpretation of the two cards together, it says the combination of the high priestess and the moon may represent a time of heightened intuition and psychic ability. It suggests we may receive and may be receiving messages. That's just the beginning of the reading, but yeah,
it suggests
the,
that, but we already knew that. Like that was the
yeah,
mhm.
that's
because
what the moon
we
is.
already
That's
do
your
that.
lunar. That's the light. That's a part of who you are. You are solar, stellar, and lunar light. You're the light, the 3 in 1. That makes the 4. That goes to the 5, and then it's the 6. Well, after that, it's the whole 7. Wait, well, the shot up, then it's 8 infinite. Now it's the 9, all the way back. So you continue on. This it keeps rolling. That's you. You the event. Anywhere you are is the event. We show up because Precious Mother Love is there. It's like, oh, she the event. You could be out somewhere and ain't nobody there, but we show up to you. Be like, oh, hey, what's up, Precious? What you doing out here? Oh, just fucking around, selling crystals and shit. Oh, okay, good. Well, here, what we
Tuning
gonna
people
do?
up. You're gonna be tuning people up.
You the
Mm-hmm.
event. You are the
Giving them the
event. I'm
tone.
tuning y'all up right now. Where's my bowl at?
Ah,
Which one?
Shit. This the event. Oh, you wasn't at the event? They wasn't at the event? Hey. Here
Woo!
go the event. This the event. Oh shit, that was
Yes,
three
yes,
events. Three
yes.
events just now.
Ding,
Three
ding,
more. We
ding.
got three more events. And then let's stretch
One
out this
ringy
event.
dingy.
Stretch out this event. An emotional vent.
Ooh,
We sitting here talking. That's an event. Emotionally venting. You are letting shit out. Let it out. That's an event. Next person. Anybody else would like to event?
excrement. Be
yeah.
there or be square. We're dropping the science. March 23rd, 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. Check the Eventbrite. Full moon in Libra. Check, check, check. Mic check. Anyway, understanding the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the second card in the major arcana and represent intuition, psychic abilities, and spiritual enlightenment. She encourages us to trust our inner voice and follow our instincts, even if it goes against logic or reason. The High Priestess often appears in readings when we need to tap into our intuition or when important information is hidden from us.
Mm.
Bring out the big wigs, bring out the big guns.
What kind of
She'll
drugs is that priestess on?
she got she got the power. I got the power.
She not she not just a priestess, she the high priestess. What
The
kind of
high
drugs?
priestess.
What kind of drugs is she on?
Ooh.
I'd like to know.
Whew. So decoding the moon. The moon is the 18th card of the major arcana and is associated with the intuition and emotions. The
Mm,
moon represents the unconscious mind and hidden fears and
mm.
desires. It often appears in readings when we are experiencing confusion or uncertainty,
All right,
or
so
when we need to delve deeper into our emotion and overcome our fears.
mm.
Wow.
So we got the moon
Woo.
drug. So we got the moon drug. She smoked some of that moon. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And when she smoked some of that moon, that brought up her fears and all kinds of things and so forth and so on that was necessary to transmute by the sun, by that fart. You got to
I'm
fart. You got to change that energy in the
energy.
room. You see what I mean? Change that energy in the room, transmute it. That's transmuting energy, right? Go in the room and
Mm.
fart. Let out a good one that's loud and stanky. And you'll change the energy in We make friends or enemies. Some people, God damn. Oh, yo, this nigga farted. The other nigga, I can't be. Oh, that is disgusting. Oh, I got to go. I got to go. Like they shit, like they farts don't stink.
Well, what do you do at that point? Cover your mouth and your nose?
No, you still smell it, even with your nose covered. You still smell it. That don't change nothing. What you doing? What are you doing? You see what I'm saying?
You're limiting your breathing and
Yeah.
you're trying to preserve your fresh air space.
Right. You ride past that goddamn sewage plant on 295 every day and be like, oh, you know that smell is there.
They
Just
did
like, oh,
something different. It's not there like it used to be. I don't know what they did, but it's different now. Am I now tolerant of it or something?
niggas started eating healthy.
Oh,
Everybody vegan.
true that.
That
Ooh,
damn gentrification, that damn
yeah.
gentrification came in
Woo.
and changed
Yeah.
shit up.
Eating whole foods and stuff, man. Wow.
Jenna
Yeah.
came in and changed the shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last little piece I want to read on this, the High Priestess and the Moon. When the High
Yeah.
Priestess and the Moon appear together in a reading, they create a powerful combination that speaks to the importance of intuition, inner wisdom, and emotional intelligence. The combination is often interpreted as a call to listen to our instincts and trust what our intuition is telling us. It suggests that we need to pay attention to our dreams, feelings, and hunches as they are a source of valuable information. The combination of the high priestess and the moon may represent a time of heightened intuition and psychic ability. It suggests maybe you're receiving messages from the universe or our guides that we need to pay attention to. So there's a little bit more, but it gets to be too much more. So I'm not going to read the rest. But yes, yes, yes. I just thank you for allowing me to allow that to sink into myself a little bit more because I didn't really take. I, I, I recognized it at the time, like bell ringer, like okay, ding, 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 ding.
Mhm.
But to let it sink in, I think it had to marinate. So I think
Yeah.
that pot is now cooked, and I appreciate you allowing me to share that recipe of,
Yep, there
you
you go.
know,
There go that bell.
flavor
That's
in the sauce. Ashe.
yeah. That's the significance of the E note. You know, what I mean? It's the E note. That's the solar plexus. It's that center, your center. We're saying the same thing in a bunch of different ways. The high priestess, all right? That's the high priestess. She is connected to the lunar power. Then you get the lunar moon. Oh, well, that's just the other end of the connection. What is the high priestess connected to? The moon. All that comes back to your brain, to your mind, to your center, your consciousness, whatever that is, wherever you hold it. It's all right there.
Wow. That
But
is
there's
that.
always
that.
more.
Mm.
It's always
Yeah,
more.
it is.
Even
Yes,
the
it is.
chakras know that they don't know everything. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Your own
Mm-hmm.
chakras know that they don't know everything. But you think for some reason you know. So it's like, but it's a redirection because who told you? Who told you that? Who told you there wasn't any more? Who told you it wasn't more grand or more magnificent or more electric, a more
Yeah.
wonderful outcome?
I actually have had some realizations recently within the past 30 days of just, there are unfathomable heights that I just have never imagined
Unfathomable.
myself
Unfathomable.
being seeing or knowing. So
Unfathomable.
unfathomable, yes.
Unfathomable. Unfathomable.
Unfathomable.
Unfathomable. Unfathomable.
Yes. Just
Unfathomable.
new heights and new plateaus and peaks that I just never had even,
Fathom.
like I know there's a peak, I know there's some heights, I know there are some mountains, I know there are some high plateaus, but I just had never imagined myself on those plateaus yet. I just hadn't had that talk with myself, or that my imagination had not gone to that place to say, recognize that. So I'm thankful for stretching to new heights recently, allowing myself to peek off of new mountains. It's
Hey,
thank
yeah.
you.
Did you guys ever see that movie Megamind?
No, what was that about?
It was
No.
hilarious because that movie when you just said unfathomable, that was one of the jokes in the movie. And everything, that's why I was laughing, because everything that you were saying, it was like I was seeing this movie because of the whole setup and the scene and when that word came up. Like, holy shit, like he like that's why I started saying unfathomable, because that's how they were saying in the movies, like unfathomable. And it was funny when you put that word and you keep repeating unfathomable, like what does that mean? Like you can't, it's so vast, like that peace that passes all understanding. We don't Our understanding is here, we are way past that. You see, it's way past that. We can't explain this shit, like it's unfathomable. Like but if you ever see that movie, you'll see that that's what it is. Oh, sorry. Yeah, he was trying to like hype the guy up, like, yeah, oh, you unfathomable strength, unfathomable wisdom, unfathomable love, everything. It was just unfathomable.
That's facts.
So thank you for that remembrance of.
Sounds a little British to me.
Yeah, he was doing it in an accent. So it was that movie has Will Ferrell in it. So it's like a comedy. It's a comedy movie, and it's a kid movie. But it's funny, and Brad Pitt is in it. So it's like, they bought out all the shit. But it was tight. It's a funny ass movie. Matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
now that I bring that up,
All right.
I would definitely recommend one, because they talk about the copper and the air. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's like, it's a lot of gems in that movie. Megamind. It was the blue nigga that was controlling everything through science, and just real smart. And he had that was a good ass movie. I ain't gonna lie, I like that.
Mm-hmm. You're on mute,
Oops,
precious.
okay.
Myself.
Yeah, got it. Haven't seen a good movie lately, but I've been seeing some good stuff. Um, stuff that I can put more feathers in my cap
Uh-oh.
and what do you call it? Put it in your pipe and smoke it. I mean, I've had some really, really some good some good jewels that have been dropping like crazy. That's mm, like amazing. I'm amazing myself with some of the realizations, some of the pieces of the puzzles that I end up connecting and putting into position. It's just wow.
Yeah,
You know, I met an whew, I don't even know where to start. It's a deep pool, but it's a lot of deep stuff going on that I'm having to now wrap my brain around, as far as the mental workout. I'm definitely working my brain, my muscle. This brain, the size feels like it's getting too big for my skull.
too big for your britches.
Wow.
Man, I get my mind blowing all the time.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, that's breathe.
Experience.
Mind
Yes.
blowing is breathing. That's the breath.
Whoo. Yes, yes, yes. And
Yeah,
speaking
it's
of the
like,
breath of
mhm.
life, breath of laughter. I don't
Yeah,
Tony, did you ever hear me do the breath of laughter when I tell a few jokes and I get yes, you were
yeah,
there.
all the time. Yeah, I hear that. I was right there laughing with you. We were
Yes,
both
yes.
laughing. Yeah,
So
I was
now
playing
turn it
balls and
to
laughing.
yeah, juggling your balls and laughing, having a ball.
That's like
Mm,
that's the
Well,
that's the
all
truth.
right.
yeah. So we're definitely gonna have a ball on the next full moon. So I hope you guys can come out and join us. But every month, we're looking to. I say we, I, Love plus Art equals wellness is looking to travel with the full moon show. So if you guys know of a space or place or would like us to, like I say us, me and my team of whomever that team ends up being, and like you said, folks will come out and kick the science. That's what we're doing. We're dropping the science of self, but science of our connection to the ethers, to the cosmology, to the lineup. Like I said, resurrection power is in the lineup. Star rising power. So we're definitely we're gonna show you how to tap in so you can tap out.
Uh-huh. That sounds funny.
Okay, okay. What's got you giggling? What's tickling your funny bone?
Yeah, that's good. That was funny. I like what do they call those? It was some shit I read like Reddit, but it was how you use like all like it's a type of phrase that you use where like time changes not, but all things change in time. Or we're gonna teach you how to tap in so you can tap out. these are funny. Like I forget what the term is that it's used for those, but
Oxymoron.
right, okay, yeah, you can use that. It's those are always just funny to me. Like it doesn't matter how it's presented. Like it's
Right.
even when I say time changes not, but all things change in time. I'll be laughing in my. I'll be like, yo, what the fuck does that mean? Like you
It's
know,
deep. It's deep.
yeah, it's deep. Like it causes you to think. So things that cause you to think and like kind of get, like you got to think about it and put it together on both sides. That's funny to me. So that causes me, that tickles me. So yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, just another tidbit about it. It is a fundraiser for a youth group that we're doing. So it's free to join us, but we're accepting all donations. It's on Eventbrite and Facebook if anybody's interested. We can post the link. But anyway, I
Mm.
want to I want to
Post it in the comments.
post it in the comments. Okay, I can do that.
Hmm.
So thank you for allowing me to share. I feel like I've mon- monopolized enough of the time. I share.
That's what you doing. You monopolizing time. Mm.
You got Boardwalk and Park Place at the same time, huh? The whole side, Atlantic, Pennsylvania.
Got the whole shit. She even owns go to jail.
Well,
And to get out of
but
jail
you
card free.
Yeah, I bought that too.
I share. I
all
share.
four railroads and the two utilities.
Like, yeah, I bought
I
community
share.
and
I share.
chance. Bought them. Got them out.
Oh, and I forgot to mention all the wellness world activities that will be going on: Tai Chi, seated yoga, breath exercises and techniques, which is where the breath of laughter comes in. Um, healing hands with massage, therapeutic massage, full body massage, and a few other vendors that we have with in our wellness marketplace.
All right,
Sorry,
sounds good.
I need to put the flyer up. That's what I need to do.
She
Sorry,
rolled a
sorry.
double on that one. Go again.
Wow. Yeah. 7/7/11.
Nah, that's beautiful. So,
Whew. Ah, I feel much lighter now.
there you go. Breathe. Breathe. Let it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Whew. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I share, I
Mm.
share. But yeah, I think we miss a lot of the cosmological lineups, when these holy days come around. It's an energetic timeline that is a fertile and fruitful time if we focus our energies and our intentions properly. I had a
Well,
conversation with Mama Dorita this morning, briefly. Because I had actually, when I first heard that she transitioned, I was like, wow. Immediately I thought about. I didn't think about the separation. I was immediately thinking about, well, with all the things that she taught us, she should be reachable, contactable. She should be able to. I should be able to be in contact with her. And I was hoping, and wondering, and then all of a sudden I got a bum rush of thoughts like, aha, now this, that, and the other, blah blah blah. We had a conversation, and she was like, and I'm, so this, I taught, and now I'm on this side of the teaching.
So
So it
what
was
what was the disruption in the communication?
thinking of the separation.
Ooh, bingo. You thought you were separated. Mm, very profound. Very
I
profound. You have found the answer.
Beautiful. I thought of the separation, and then I had to relinquish that separation in the all.
So once you relinquished that separation, that flow came in, that
Well, really,
rush.
what happened is I was actually looking at the sun when I had that thought, and had just come away from, I was still radiating that sunlight, that thought, that download. And as the tail end of the download came in, that's when I got that bum rush of
Mm.
it was like
Yep. Yep. Same thing. Same thing.
reeled me in. It reeled me in.
Yep. So you relinquished, and then the flow happened. The
Relinquished that
answer came.
separation.
Mahalia Jackson got an old song called "The Answer Came," and it's a beautiful song. I love Mahalia Jackson. I don't know if you guys know. I know y'all know Mahalia
Oh
Jackson.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mahalia Jackson got a song called "The Answer Came" while I was kneeling down in
Uh-huh.
prayer. The answer came. So when kneeling down in prayer would be also standing and looking at the sun. You see, so it's all it's beautiful how these downloads and connections and so forth are made in certain circumstances.
Wow.
Circumstances.
You know, sometimes some things that I say, when I say them and I go back and I look at, like, after the episode, and I look at what I've said, I'm like, wow, I said that. And I said it out loud, because a lot of times there are things that I think inward, but when I hear it said out loud, it sounds so, I want to say foreign. It sounds foreign to the language that we would normally be speaking. It's like it's of another frequency. It's like of another vibration, not of the vibration of this element. And as I'm saying this, on the small of my back, I'm sorry, in the between my shoulder blades, is vibrating very highly. It's like, I got a buzzer on my back,
Dorsal fin.
like those dorsal fins. That's where your your angel wings sprout from.
Mm.
And so, yeah, so I've got this vibration going on right there that is just, it could also be from the vocalizing and the energy of the words as they're resonating from my vortex, my vocal cords. But yeah,
But you
it
say
definitely,
it was funny. You say you sound foreign to you. But shit, we be having conversations. So what the so everything ain't foreign to us. So what is so
I
what? That's
understand
funny,
exactly what you're saying.
that's
right?
what
So
I'm
what do you
saying.
mean it's foreign? Who is it foreign to? Who is it foreign to?
It's foreign to, I suppose, when because see, like right now, I have a buzz on the top of my head. Now it's like my higher chakra is now on, humming and roaring. So I suppose when I say foreign, it's not as recognizable um, to the human self as it is to the elevated energetic self. You
Well, it
know.
is
Mm-hmm.
recognizable. You just have to know what it is that you're recognizing. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're describing is basically the effects that happens when you play this bowl. This is a solar plexus bowl. So your core is activating and it's pushing up. Everybody tells it they get a feeling in their shoulders like it's an activating thing. Now, I've been playing this for what the past 7 or 8 minutes or so. So in the background, the undertone of this, you're having an effect because you're in this meeting. You see what I mean? Where two or three are gathered and everybody else. Anybody else may probably be feeling the same thing because if they listen through the duration of the thing, they'll have the same effect because you are vibrating. You are vibration. So your cause, this is the cause, and there is an effect. Exactly. So breathe into it and cause more effects. It's the unknown. It's the unknown because you haven't put it together. There's a puzzle. There's a puzzle right in front of you, full of pieces that you can put together and create any picture that you choose. But you have to put it together. Right now, it's unknown. You don't know. You ain't put the pieces together. You got the box there. You got a picture of what it could look like in your head. That's in your mind's eye. But you have to focus on that. What do you do when you put a puzzle together? You put the box up there so that you can see the pieces, you can remember where it was, so that you can put together the color
Woo.
coordination and the shapes of what it is that you are creating. This is very deep, simple science. It's right there. This is what's happening right in front of your face, right in front, right before our eyes. B4. It's an
Yeah.
X. You see?
Hmm.
So it's all right there. Put it together. But that's where your focus and meditation is over. What are you putting together? What are you persisting on? If you ever put together a 100-piece puzzle, a
Right.
1,000-piece puzzle, you got to be persistent. You got to stick with it. That's going to take a little while. Them little ass pieces, and you got to
Right.
say all them
Right.
fucking shapes look the same. Like, jeez.
That reminds me of when I had a mind blowing experience. I saw a light being, and the light was so bright it blew my mind. And so for about 3 days, I had to pull back the pieces. I feel like I lost my marbles, and I had to pull all my pieces back together. And I believe, and I have said this before, that some of those pieces that I retrieved, they looked like my pieces, but they were not pieces of me. But once I had reassembled it with myself, they became the pieces of me. But I believe they were just simulated to look like those pieces, but they were not the pieces that were originally there. All of the same pieces. Most of the pieces were, but some of the pieces that weren't replaced, those pieces are gone, and replaced by these new pieces. So I thank you for reminding me of that. That it sometimes you have to change out and switch out the pieces that are that have new places and new parts to you can replace parts and pieces. And I didn't think of that prior to explain the explanation that I just gave you, but that I believe is something for me, that I have to recognize that there are some pieces that I'm 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 not I don't need any longer, that I'm maybe holding on to, that I need to release.
And if you put a puzzle together, we have all tried to put a puzzle piece where it does not belong. It doesn't go there. You try to, but you so
Right.
frustrated because I want them. I'm tired of putting. Oh, I just want it to come together. Let me try to force it in there. You leave it there for a little while. Leave it there for a little while because it's until you run across the right piece. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, because that's not smooth. The rest of this puzzle is smooth. This piece is sticking up a little bit, and I can clearly see that this is not here. So this is what's fucking up the rest of the puzzle, because this one piece is messing it up for all the other pieces to go correct. Now I can deal over here and deal over there and put that together, put this together, all until I get to a point to where it's not gonna work anymore. You gotta fucking come out of this and go over here where you fucking belong. And now you're harmonious. Now it's good because that's where you fit. So go ahead and be over there, and you will be the best you over there because you fit into the rest of the picture.
Yeah, you're understanding more and more this, say, the science of self, the masculine principle, the science.
Oh, shit.
Well, maybe not. Let's get it back. Too much. Okay.
No, I know something everywhere. Yeah.
It's coming back short. We got it.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
But yeah, I know. And I was speaking, to myself personally, because it's like I put together a puzzle, and it's like, man, I'm gonna force that piece in there, and it's gonna go because and I see that the colors don't match. You see what I'm saying? You can clearly see that line that was supposed to go there does not match with what is on that piece. That doesn't go there. But you don't care at this point because I done already put together 676 of these. You know what I mean? It's like I done already put that together. So it's like I'm just at this point I just want to get it over with. But then you gotta come back down.
All right.
Woo.
Now,
Sorry, the signal was wonky. I
Yeah,
say,
that timing was funny as shit though. After I finished talking, and then it was like, and then Chef said, he said, that's how you get it. Then maybe you get it, then you cut off.
right.
that that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
a person was saying, you talking about the science itself. Now you get the opportunity to see, this how this divine masculine operates. This theory, that this is the science of observing self and checking stuff out, things like this, and making sure all your mobbing
Yep.
stuff right. But you just checked out because maybe evidently you're really not ready for this science like you say. But, that's what the action said. That's what the universe said. She liked this masculine energy,
well,
but she don't like this masculine energy.
well, I do believe that was the beginning of my journey. When I began, that was back when I first started meditating. That was in, like 2002, 2003. And yeah, so 21 years ago, when I was deep into meditation. I had like three different meditations on at the same time. I was really into manifesting things. I was, had just had an episode where when I was getting busy, the thunder and the lightning was synchronized to our syncopation, and it felt like we were absorbed into that energy. So I really had gotten into a major place with what I thought I was ready for at that time. And so once I had returned to myself, I because the light said, or the being that was in the light being said, "Do not look upon me."
Hmm.
And I did not listen. I had already at the same time when they were saying "do not," I had already glanced in their direction. So it was too late at that point. Um, And so since then, that getting into the sun gazing and that kind of thing, I believe I have amped up my light. So there's a potential that if it were again to occur, I believe I have a larger capacity to withstand, um, based on the years now of my sun gazing. And I say that in a questionable way because I never thought of connecting those two. But wow, okay, cool. I've been amping up.
Hmm. Those are all electrical
All
terms.
right, there it is.
Amp.
Hmm. Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I
Amp.
believe.
Amp means amount, and
Uh,
amp is the amount.
well, the ampersand sign, the sign that is the actual and sign. It is when you see when the GPS is on and it uses like exit A, 1A. I heard the lady say exit 1 ampersand. And I don't know why, but I guess that, or amp meters, or when she said the word and amp was in the beginning of it. And I was like, wow, that is a sign, and it is I never looked at it as being a symbol for the and. I guess when you do the um, at sign, for like Yahoo at yahoo.com or something like that, that is also the and sign, or it used to be used as an and symbol. Um, but yeah, to me it seems like it's adding or putting more value to, it's connecting things that are, so it's amping it up.
I see where you're going with that. I see. I see where you're going with that.
Did
You
you?
know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
good.
No, I say the and sign because you're adding something on. The at sign, you're at your it's, well, the at sign would be sending it to a particular place where more of something is, right? So it's at this place, right? Which could also be an and then there was one more you said that was a yeah. I
The
see. I
A.
see the A, right? The one A, or and what does A represent? Is A one? A is the represents one, or
Well, if she said amperes, I'm not sure if she said which of those words, but to me just now it came to mind that it's an increment of amps. One A is 1 amp.
well, then you say
One amp,
ampere. You
one
say ampere
ampere.
too. Ampere, that puts your ear into it. That automatically brings my ear into it. So you're hearing, right? So there's the amount of, because the way the ears work, like it takes the vibration. So with the bowls and stuff, it's your cochlea. Same concept as a seashell, where it curves and spirals into a center point, and is the amount of amps. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just putting this together. I'm just saying, just off of what's coming. It's like, all right, we got an amp here, the amount of energy that's being transmitted to you and how you're glowing or brightening off it. So you turn the light switch on, it's a certain amount of amps that go to the light to make it shine.
So amp is the shortened version of ampere. The ampere is often shortened to amp. It is the unit of electric current in the international system of units. One
Mm,
ampere is equal to one coulomb, Coulomb.
mm, mm,
Yeah, so ampere means, so it's 1 ampere of
mm.
current represents one coulomb of electrical charge, which is 10 to the 18th power.
Right, unit of
There's a,
current,
it
the amount of
says
current.
moving past a specific point in 1 second. Oh,
Right.
wow. Okay.
So that's so basically moving. So that's like that sounds like hertz too, because this is like 300 hertz per second. You see what I mean? So every time 1 second passes or one cycle, it's 360 hertz per second. You see what I mean? So the amount of, I guess, amperes, if we want to talk electricity, like I'm not an electrician, but it's like I am an electrician. You know, like it's like you can study this stuff and like figure this shit out. Like it's the unit of currency, right? That passes in a particular second. So in this particular time, which time is still, but something's changing in time, is the particular amp. So it would seem that this would be 360 amps per second. So then I could look up and compare what hertz and amps are. Like, is it the same thing? Like hertz and amps. Look, the definition between those, and then see that we could potentially be talking about the same thing.
So here it's got a picture of, it's saying the ampere, and it gives you all these different symbols of, and it boils it down to that the capitalized A is the symbol for ampere. It said, um, and I had another definition up at the top that was a little more in depth. It says it describes the amount of electrical charge that is flowing through a system, or alternately, the maximum amount of electrical current that a system is capable of handling safely. So, an amperage is the amount of current that a system is capable of handling. Wow. Amperage, amperage. So it can amp up on an average to this age or on average to this amount.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So what is 1 amp equal to?
So there, and then it's fuses, and then fuses pop in. So I'm like, all right, what kind of fuses? Like, can your fuse handle that amount of pressure or that amount of electrical current?
Says most homes have an electrical service of between 100 to 200 amperages. Amperages is a measurement of the volume of electricity flowing through wires, and this measurement can vary 30 amps in a very old home, meaning that it's leaking a lot of energy in the process. So, what is a good amperage? And that's what I just read. I thought it was going to say something different. So, apology. I should have read it before I said it out loud. But one love.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, like I said, we're just putting all this together, like trying to figure this out, asking questions. So I was thinking, like, this shit gets deep. Like, this is where you go into studying electricity and how current moves and how it flows and so forth. And it's like, it doesn't, you can't just go watch a video and be like, oh yeah, now I know how it works. Like, this is, you gotta like get into this stuff, like study it. Like, how is this flowing? What am I doing? What is happening? What power do I hold? You see what I'm saying? In your heart, because this, that's the generator. So it's like boom, it beats, it's currency, it's flow, it keeps putting out. It's like, all right, man, this is deep. And then how that connects with the gang, you know, the ganglia, your nerves, because that's all connected. That's also, they're all very, very much connected. Just how all the light switches in your house are connected. You go hit that one and then that light comes on. You go hit that one and that light comes on. You turn this one on and now the toaster works. You see?
Well, I didn't know this, but it says that it was named after amps was named after a 19th century French physicist named Andre Marie Ampere.
Mhm.
So amps came from the person who discovered or who decided to name it, and he named it after himself. Wasn't that very big? I
So
thought it
then you,
had some technical meaning, you know what I mean?
well, then you go back and look at what it is that we're talking about. So the characteristics of what we're talking about, and guarantee you can find that what would be the kinetic equivalent to that, to amps, that charge, right? In your Jedi, right? That's an electrical, that's your spine, right? And it charges up. It's electricity, electromagnetism. It all correlates. So if you go back to just the source of electricity, okay, they named it after him. But an amp, what is he? What are they talking about? What was Ampere talking about? Right? It just happens. That's what it. That's what we've come up to what it
Mhm.
means. So it's like, all right, an ampere. So in your ear, it all kind of makes sense. You see what I mean? Because it does very much have to do with your ear, because your ear is connected to all your organs, which is the source of everything. It's connected to your heart, and then it's, it's like a whole beating thing. It's in,
Well, there's a guy I know. He was using a detector, an energy detector, and measuring the amperages coming from the bodies.
Mhm.
He was measuring it coming off of different electrical devices as well. But he has these copper grounding wires that he puts on the shoes. He actually made some inventions for the shoes so that you can actually get better grounded, meaning that you're not getting those interfering um, transmissions or waves. You're actually being more grounded. And so I don't know what's your thought, Tony, on amping up or amping down. Because if you're grounding and you're getting closer to the amperages of, let's just say, the Earth, then the higher amperages. That's something like you said, to study. Like what do if you are at your peaks, like I did when I saw that bright light. I believe I maxed out my ampage at that point.
Yeah.
And And so when I was, and it does say what I just read said that every household object has the potential to um, release a lethal dose of voltage.
Uh-huh.
Like if you have water on your hand and you touch something, or you're in the water, and you touch something that's connected to an electrical cord,
Yeah, like that
you
thin line
know.
between love and hate. Yeah.
I mean, and I do a lot of times when I'm dealing with the copper, I think I get kind of amped up from that because when I touch things, I noticed last evening when I was touching the screen of my phone, the screen was, I was able to, I saw like the electricity coming off the tip of my finger and actually touching the phone before my physical finger touched the phone. It's
Uh-huh.
like, when you touch a door and you get that electrical charge, what
Mhm.
it's static electricity.
Right. You rub your feet against the carpet or whatever, and you're creating. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
That's
you
it.
can create it that way.
But
But
you are static electricity. You are that.
okay.
So that's you.
Well, that was discharging a couple of times when I was looking at the phone, and I think it was because I was actually the room was darker than the phone was, and I could actually see the light coming off the phone as my finger was approaching the phone. It actually I was able to see the distinctive line of energy extending from the tip of my finger over to the phone. And I thought that I had, some mucus on I was like, did I just spit on myself or something? Is there like a spit? Did I was thinking to myself, is that a string of spit on my finger or something? Because it just was, again, another foreign kind of thing happened, because I'm looking at it and interpreting it with my physical eyes. And at that point, I'm seeing something that seems slightly spiritual, but it's illuminated by the light, you know.
It could have been spit
It's
too.
just huh?
It could
And
have
it
been
could have
spit
been
too.
no,
And then
I
you
don't
saw
know why.
that's what the whole it's all kinds either way.
Yeah, I had to start moving my finger around like to see was I dripping a string of moisture from my finger that way? I was like, what did I touch?
Right.
So
Like what happened?
yeah, it was interesting to physically see that string of energy from my finger.
It's funny.
And and it was kind of like a string. It was not a straight line, but stringy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
hmm
Look at that.
Yeah, so my person has something to add to that ampage piece and being able to handle the voltage.
Okay.
Coming off of an experience almost two strongs in now. Um, where on the surface it would appear as though brother had a cold, was a sick, as they say. Well, he's sick. You got some coughing and mucus coming up, fever, things like that. Yet this is it's like the last time something like this happened, the people around say, "Oh, he had a near-death experience. He almost died. Had to get a breather machine and shit like that, a breather machine, and yeah, it was." However, even with that experience, it was energetic. This experience, my person was saying, is energetic also. Energetic as far as my person's body not be able to handle the amplitude of what you may ask, of the integration of the information. Um, speaking about, we took off this past last 2 months, the whole winter season. First time did that. Went to the winter season, the soul just got some insight. The spirit was like, lay low January and February, let your roots go. So we stopped moving, which is not bad in and of itself. However, um,
Hibernation
at
kind of
some
like.
point, yeah, right. This is like, okay, you do this all year long, sit back and let the body feel the benefits of it. However, beginning of February, it was like, let's slowly start, to get back into doing some movement. My was like, nah, but that's a wait till March, spring equinox. We ain't doing shit. And so it was already dealing with this shit of okay, we've been 10 years in, and okay, let's show up at the high priest of the temple. And, so this is new. And so it's like, okay, with this information, for it to go into the body has to be able to hold this information so it can manifest. And then, nigga, when a date came, like 2050, June 25th or 25th, 2050, that's your exit date. And so this information, it sounds great. However, the physical body was not prepared to hold this information
I
because
get
it's like,
that.
okay, you put that information out there. You're doing good so far. Now that you put it out, it's gonna happen. But we just let you know now the work you got to do so that when we give you the instructions, the recipe, as we coach you, this is higher self talking, nigga, we're coaching you along the way, right? And so this is why it's important to do your shit so that when we get information, it can take root. So this is just an example of, again, for my personal speaking, of having a lifestyle of detox, having a lifestyle that would manifest as the peace of God that passes all understanding. Because without that peace of God that passes all understanding, we talked about earlier that copperhead, when that energy comes to the information, if the physical body not ready for it, it will be some physical effects. It will appear to be sickness, disease, cancer. You may even leave this plane for real. Like some of us have left who have aware this information. If you're not leaving on your own terms, this is my personal perspective. That says something about you're able to implement the shit that you talk about. If you don't leave on your own terms, we understand that you could be a martyr or there's a bigger message for everybody. But if you're talking some shit now, you're about some shit, and then you don't leave on your own conditions, and nigga, okay, that shit sounds good, but what you're doing? So my person saying that's part of this experience. It has to have this lifestyle of a lot of these motherfucking energy centers. Being a motherfucking spiritual gangster. Because if you put it out there, so what is it? Be a spiritual gangster. You won't have no motherfucking problem because you'll be calm, cool, and all the motherfucking time, no matter what the fuck goes on. You see, so again, my person had it wasn't ready for the amplitude of getting an exit date of 2050. That's the short of it. Because that's some information and it has weight. And because we look to integrate the shit, it's like, okay, we got to have space for it. You got to get rid of some of this shit, so this shit can stay here. So every day you do just a little bit more that says you out of here in 2050. Because that's every day, every being intentional about every choice, every thought, every action. How you choose to feel about everything. Being intentional about everything is how you get out of here. So you have to be ready to live like that. And you can't live like that if there's no space inside the body for it to reside. If there's no space, we gotta do some shit to get the organs said we gotta make room. He's serious. He's serious. We gotta okay, let's it's cold blue, baby. All this should get the mucus out because this vibration is here, baby. So that's my person's spirit, take on the amperage.
Woo.
Your person metaphysical, my person more physical because the information came, the physical body wasn't ready quite yet. But we understand now, so we can the disciple, the initiate of a lifestyle
Marching orders.
of getting that motherfucking rest, watching what you eat, getting your movement on, the whole lifestyle, being intentional. So that's my person's testimony about the amperage and this on this journey and shit like that.
Yeah, when I initially realized, when I had a moment that was similar to that another time when I had a realization. I was at Everlasting Life, and we had Taj Tariq Bey there, and it was some stuff that he was saying that was rocking my core that discombobulated me to the point where I felt like a shift, a move, a discombobulating movement. My core had
Hmm.
had been shifted, and it took a while for me to gather myself. At that point, I know it wasn't immediate. It was not an immediate. I recognized it immediately, but I didn't get myself together. It took some time. Probably, like you said, it felt kind of like the shift was sickening, like motion sickness in a way, um, to a degree, like my vertigo almost.
Hmm.
When my core was rocked, and that kind of central information to my, that was core to my beliefs was rocked. Yeah, so my world was rocked in that case and shifted to its new axis, its new foundation.
It is a thing. So it's going back full circle. Some say get your house in order. Say get your tent in order. Your intent, nigga, your intent with that copperhead couldn't only second rise, baby. Ooh, so you
Mhm.
can fully benefit
It's
without
In
any unpleasantness.
it's several things y'all said that was off the chains. Like the intention, right? Being intentional with everything. That's how you get out of here. The awareness of full intention, right? And then it's interesting when Precious start talking about Taj, because Taj, I know Taj. Like Taj is Taj, that's I know exactly what you're talking
course.
about. And it's so beautiful to watch him work. You see what I'm saying? Just how he does. He starts a meeting anywhere he talks. Everybody gathers around. It's a beautiful, because there's so much information that do you understand your birthright? Do you understand who you are? Like it is. He just
Right.
it's it sucks you in. It's like, oh, like, yo, like, keep talking. And all you got one question.
Spiritual gangster. Spiritual
Right,
gangster.
just one question. That's just one. A Taj, what about this? Well, that goes back to the situation here. That tells you once you get
Inalienable.
this in alignment, then you get that in alignment. Then you take on your birthright, because this is, because that's your mother. That's your mother. That is, you honor your father and your mother, that your days will be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. And I was like, yeah, but the way he put it, I'm not doing it justice, but the way he put it, backed up with a whole bunch of other stuff. I was like, yo, oh, I see
He
what you
pays
said. Like,
attention to the phonics. He pays attention to the vibration, to the words, to the intention in the words. He is very powerful and energetic in his release of those words. It's almost like he's force feeding you some information that, like you said, if you're not ready to receive it, it could be an overload or an overflow, or a mind blowing experience,
yeah, because it's presented in
discombobulating,
love.
core rocking.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, it's presented in love. You sit there, I'll be like, man, I'll be like, yo, and then it doesn't matter who rolls up. If I roll up and ask a question, the other brother rolls up and asks a question, he's sitting there, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, that goes in immediate. It's not even like, well, let me think about it, or let me not. Hey, what about the angels? Oh yeah, well, that's the Sephiroth. That comes in, that's the you, and so forth and so. I'm like, yeah,
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, man, you can ask anything, and then you leave there feeling empowered. But if you didn't take
Yeah.
notes, then you'll forget what you
Or
You just be
record it.
feeling
Yeah, a
good.
lot of it was
right. You
recorded.
be like, yo, what did he say? He said it. Oh, he said it. It was so easy when he said it. But then, a couple minutes pass, like, you be, oh, got it. Take notes. Figure out if you need to know some information. It's like, because you got to study that information. You have to study to show yourself approved. You see what I'm
I
saying? Know
self
that
Lord
what
and
you talking
master.
about. All right, there you
Mhm.
go. There you go. That's he's all the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Mm.
is that. Yeah,
Because you're it. Because I admit, I self Lord and master. That's the same thing. Same
that's
thing.
it. That's it.
In
Fuck
fact,
along.
that's how we give honor back to Taj also, because that's what he kept saying. Do he's like, I give you the information. What you gonna do with it? You got to organize yourself. And so up at the Reader School, that's what he's like. Fuck that. We ain't going to no more meetings because we are it, and we came up with says how we use the philosophy of knowing who we are, and I admit as a result of that. So we
Hmm.
honor Taj by being it. You know. knowing our birthright as gods and goddesses, divine being on this planet. So that's how we show up. That's how we earn a Taj, just like that. I admit, and so are you. We are the return of the ancient ones. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm like, honor thyself. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Taj is included in thyself.
that's right.
That's
That's
like,
right. That's
yeah,
right.
like yeah, and all the great masters, all the great masters, the master teachers, the whole respect to all of them. You see, anyone that has presented this light and has helped someone get to the next, then respect to everybody, love and like to everybody. You see what I'm saying? That's what you are, the light. So
Yeah.
you where you go, that is what you are. You see, that's like damn. That's how it's beautiful. Love this shit.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
family, I
fertilizer.
have a lot of things I need to attend to in a timely manner for the rest of this afternoon. So I'm gonna have to exit stage left.
Yeah, good thanks for keeping us up on track. 'Cause this is approaching that 1 o'clock hour. Just because we on live, we
Yeah,
still want to honor. We ain't gotta
three
be on here
minutes
all
till.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
As well
Ashe,
as
thank
myself.
you, Master
Myself.
Ashe. Thank
Likewise, give thanks for your
you,
share
High
and your
Priest.
input.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
too,
the
for your
opportunity to
time.
share. Thank you, Heart
Hmm.
Happy Hour family, for joining us for this Soulful Sunday and Heart Happy Hour conjoined celebration. Want to make sure I let everybody know to come on out in person. There this event at the end of the month, but then when are we going back inside the temple building?
March
Uh,
31st,
March
Resurrection
31st,
Sunday.
Resurrection
Resurrection
Sunday.
Sunday.
So the prior Saturday we'll be doing the full moon event, and then that following Sunday, not the very next day, but that following Sunday, will be in person in the temple. Not certain of my attendance. I may be doing otherwise, but I may be able to gather online if that's available. But thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Bull Master Tony, for all of your harmonic tone inputs. That's I seem to be getting a vibration from it the moment as well. I feel it in my ear, in my inner ear. Ring. Oh my gosh, that was. Oh my goodness. I get it. I get it. Woo, tickly, tickly.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
Grand rising and falling,
I say grand dawning, grand dawning.
falling. Grand Torsion Fields.
So
Grand
let's
Torsion Fields. Grand Torsion Fields. Oh,
All right, till the
yes.
next time, family.
Thankful for this change in time.
breathe deep.
Indeed,
Yes.
always and in always.
Time. What did you say? Time never changes, and everything changes in time. What was the
Time
quote?
changes not, but all things change in time.
Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe.
Say, oh.
Get your
Hey,
spiritual gang star up with this crew.
hey.